You weren't born in a gilded hall surrounded by skalds singing of your future. No, you were born in the year 865 in a cramped, smoky hovel on the edge of a fjord in western Norway. The air doesn't smell like adventure. It smells like goat dung, damp wool, and the suffocating smoke of a peat fire. Your mother is a farmer's wife with hands like leather. Your father is a man whose back is permanently bent from trying to pull barley out of frozen rocks. The midwife doesn't promise you a throne. She looks at your tiny, shivering body and wonders if you'll survive the first winter. Outside, the wind howls like a Fenris wolf, and the sea is a slate-gray wall of death. Born in the cold, you learn early that survival is the only law. Childhood is a luxury you can't afford. By the age of 6, you aren't playing with toys, you're lugging buckets of freezing water and chasing stray sheep across treacherous cliffs. Your toys are a blunt wooden blade and a round piece of pine that vaguely resembles a shield. You spend your nights listening to your grandfather, a man with more scars than teeth, whispering stories of the Westway. He tells you of green lands where the soil is soft and the monasteries are filled with monks who have more gold than sense. You look at your calloused hands and the thin gruel in your bowl. You realize one thing: the land you live on wants you dead. To live, you must leave. Hunger is the best teacher, and it has taught you to be hungry for more than just bread. You're 16. You're tall, lean, and your heart is a drum beating for the sea. You don't want to die a straw death in a bed of old age. You want the whale road. You join a crew of warriors led by a local chieftain who owns a 24-oar longship. Your career begins not with a battle, but with sweat. You spend weeks pulling an oar until your palms bleed and the salt crusts over your eyes. You learn the language of the North Sea, the way the waves turn white before a storm, and the way the sunstone guides you through the fog. You aren't a warrior yet. You're a glorified rower with a rusted axe tucked into your belt, waiting for the moment the horizon turns green. The first raid isn't a glorious montage, it's a chaotic nightmare. You land on the coast of Northumbria at dawn. The monks scream as you break down the doors of a small church. Your heart is in your throat. You see your first victim, a young guard who is just as terrified as you are. You don't strike with a master's grace. You hack and push until he stops moving. The smell of burning thatch and copper-thick blood fills your lungs. You find a silver cross, heavy and cold. It's worth more than your father's farm. This is the moment you stop being a farmer. You are a Viking. First blood has been drawn, and there is no turning back. Years pass. You've crossed the sea a dozen times, but the life isn't just gold and mead. It's the reality of the Viking sickness. You spend months in wet clothes, your skin rotting from the damp. You watch your best friend die from a festering wound caused by a splinter, not a sword. You survive winters in armed camps, eating salted horse meat that's more maggots than protein. You learn that the shield wall is a place of claustrophobia and terror. It's a wall of stinking breath, clashing iron, and the sound of bones snapping like dry twigs. You aren't fighting for Odin. You're fighting to keep the man next to you from being gutted, so you don't get gutted next. Discipline is based on fear, and the shield wall is your only home. Wealth changes a man. You've returned home with arm rings of gold and slaves from the east. You no longer bow to the old Jarl. He is weak, his ships are rotting, and his sons are fools. At the Great Assembly, you challenge his right to lead. The duel is held on a small island. It's not a duel of honor, it's a duel of survival. You break 3 shields against his. Your arm is screaming, your vision is red. You catch his blade with your shield rim and drive your axe into his collarbone. The silence that follows is the sound of power shifting. The men don't look at the dead Jarl, they look at you. You are the new Jarl, and the dragon ships now answer to your command. You are now a lord of war. You command a fleet of snarling dragons. You aren't just raiding villages anymore. You are part of the great heathen army. You are here to conquer kingdoms. The climax of your life happens in the mud of a massive battlefield. Thousands of men clashing under a gray sky. The shield walls meet with the sound of a mountain collapsing. You are at the front, a berserker's rage taking hold. You don't feel the spear piercing your side. You only feel the weight of your axe as it cleaves through iron and bone. This is the glory you dreamed of as a boy. Odin watches, and you will not disappoint him. The battle ends, but your fire is burning out. You lie in the mud, the cold rain washing the blood from your face. You see the ravens circling above. You don't feel fear. You feel a strange peace. You die with your sword in your hand. According to the laws of your people, that is the only thing that matters. As your eyes close, you don't see the dark. You see the Valkyries descending through the clouds, their armor shining like the northern lights. They aren't here for the king, they're here for you. Welcome home, warrior. Valhalla awaits.